Good morning, crafty friends. Happy Friday. It is March 18th, and wow, this week. I don't even know what to say. Also, apologies in advance. There's a tiny black cat right here who is messing with my light, so if it does weird things, that's why. Good morning. Happy week. It's been a week of holidays for some folks. It's been a week of mostly head down trying not to completely freak out for me this week. So it's been very, very busy. I've been training. I've been having meeting upon meeting upon meeting. I think I literally had 12 meetings this week, and I think I still have one more today. Maybe. It might get canceled. We'll see. Um, but yeah, I'm not exaggerating. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my entire days were meetings. Why are we playing with that? What are we doing? Okay. So yeah, it's been a week. I am pretty burnt out at this point, and I'm just like, I haven't had time to think about much of anything or do anything fun. I'm hoping to just kind of chill this weekend. We'll see how that goes. I'm not gonna have a whole lot of chill if this cat doesn't stop messing with this cord. Leave it alone, Momo. But yeah, so this week was Purim. For those who celebrate, happy Purim. That was Wednesday, Wednesday and Thursday. Yes, dates are hard for me. Today's the 18th, so that would have been Wednesday and Thursday, 16th and 17th. So happy Purim. I hope you had the best Purim that was available to you. If that is, if you're Jewish and that's what you were celebrating. As I understand it, Purim is actually an open tradition, so non-Jews can actually participate in Purim as well, which is sort of like the way I understand it is sort of like Halloween and Mardi Gras all mixed together. And now my phone's ringing. Give me just a second, y'all. This is my pharmacy calling about one of my prescriptions that needs to be refilled because I'm out of refills. So they're calling me to refill, and they should know not to call me. They're supposed to text me. Usually I get 700 million texts asking me if I want it refilled, if I want them to contact my doctor. Today I get a phone call for no. Anyway, I'm congested and I needed to cut out that cough. Also, I needed to correct my cat who was standing behind the computer trying to get into all the cords. That's how my week's been. How has your week been? I hope your week has been full of wonderful things that are not stressing you out. And I would really like for my week to be over now, please. I'm just, I am crossing my fingers that I can get through today with relatively few interruptions. I have my own stuff I need to get done that I have not been able to get done, and I have been interrupted at every turn for every little thing, and I am so over it this week. Okay. just, I can't do anything but laugh because if I don't laugh, I'm gonna cry. So, okay. Stressful week. I'm just I need a vacation like nobody's business. And at the moment I don't have a vacation planned until June. So, deep breath. Deep breath. Okay. So, Purim was this week. Happy Purim. As I understand it, Purim is like a cross between Halloween and maybe Mardi Gras is the appropriate other thing. So there's costumes and there's lots of drinking, and it's all to celebrate the fall of Haman, who was a horrible emperor, I believe. And I apologize to my Jewish friends if I am mistelling this. I have read some information about this, and the information is not currently in my head, so I'm doing my best. But it sounds like a fantastic holiday. I had hoped to make hamantaschen or at least eat hamantaschen, but I did not. I did not get around to that. Maybe this weekend, but I don't know what kind of energy I'm gonna have. I'm trying to dye some fabric this weekend. That may not actually happen. Might have to push it off till next weekend because I'm behind on everything. So yeah, okay. But if you did celebrate, I hope you had a fantabulous time. I hope that you drank what was comfortable for you to drink, and that that you don't have a hangover. That you had some fabulous costumes and some awesome food. So yeah. Very happy for those who had a chance to celebrate. Yesterday here in, well, I shouldn't say here in the States. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. I have complicated feelings about St. Patrick's Day, partly because I live in America where St. Patrick's Day is a very different thing compared to where it originated from in Ireland. St. Patrick's Day is a very different sort of thing in Ireland than it is in the US. And I'm not a big fan in general of St. Patrick's Day in the US. Just like I'm not a big fan of Boston Irish type stuff, just because it's very different than actual Irish. And I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to offend anybody. If you're from Boston, if you're Boston Irish, it's whatever, that's fabulous if that works for you. I'm not a fan. Just not a fan. Ireland is not all about green clovers and and everything being green and kiss me I'm Irish. It's yeah, so no green beer. Like so we do things a little bit differently for St. Patrick's Day. Adam did celebrate. I didn't have a chance to celebrate because head down, stress, blah. But he did go to one of the few relatively authentic Irish style pubs that's in the area, and he had some Guinness and he had some whiskey. He didn't get to sit at the bar, which was disappointing to him, and I was confused as to why that was a thing until he explained that at this particular pub, they actually have a big, like, huge wooden bar, like a much more pub style wooden bar that I think, if I remember correctly, is actually like a giant tree slab that's been turned into a bar. So he was disappointed because to him that felt more like nostalgic, traditional, whatever. So whatever. At least he got to go and enjoy something. I I didn't get that chance. So anyway, but he was off work. I was not off work. I could not just go in the middle of the day. And if I'd been in the office, I probably could have joined him because the place is just down the street from the office. But I'm not in the office, so yeah, not in the office yet. We're supposed to get an email today telling us, giving us more details about exactly how that's going to work. So yay, that's okay. I'm not going to go into it. I went into it last week. I'm not going to go into it this week. I'm just trying to censor myself today because, yeah. I have a lot of feelings about a lot of things, and I'm just trying to keep it positive. just trying to keep it just trying to keep it together at this point. So let's talk about cross stitching. There's not been a ton, so this is a bit like last week. I have one whip that I've worked on in two finishes, two small finishes. So I have done some cross stitching this week, probably more than last week, but it's not a ton. I haven't been able to do any mindful March stuff, maybe this weekend. Hopefully this weekend. I have a model stitch I also need to like really get some good stitching in on this weekend. And I have not touched my Whipco stuff this month at all. Maybe I'll get to it between this weekend and next weekend. I'm not stressing about it because I'm like way ahead technically on Whipco because I have so many finishes and stuff. Besides the fact that Whipco is meant to be like a year-long thing, so these goals are year-long. It's not just for this particular month. And as much as I want to work on the two pieces that I have, I'm just not feeling it right now. I have a feeling that it's just all of the things going on. Everything, it just feels really hectic right now. And probably the things that I need to be focusing on right now instead of Whipco are my model stitch, because that will take some weight off of my mind, and my mindful march, because that should hopefully ease my mind and help with my mental health. So just, yeah. So those are the things that I'm more concerned about than Whipco. So if nothing gets done on Whipco this month, that's totally fine. We'll start with a fresh set of picks for April, and we'll just keep moving forward. And I'll work on the other pieces as I feel like it. So, so that's where we are with that. So what did I work on this week? Well, Sunday was the 13th of March, so dark 13 stitching. I got back to my Cone of Doom from the Wishy Stitcher. So this is the little one that comes with the Creepy Cryptid Stitch Along. This was released as part of the very last release in the Creepy Cryptids. And as you can see, I have quite a bit of work in on this. So it was funny because on Sunday, I really wanted to work on my Quirky Quakers, but it was Dark 13 and I wanted to do some Dark 13 stitching. So I actually messaged Rachel and Heike. I'm like, I'm gonna put in 100 stitches so that I can say I did Dark 13 stitching, but I'm not gonna force myself to do any more. So I put in my 100 stitches and I was like, well, I can't leave him without a head. And then I just kept stitching. And so 407 stitches later, and I almost went back to him on Monday, but I do have almost 400 more stitches left for him. So I just didn't. I knew that if I went back to him on Monday, that I would be stuck into him until I finished him. So I really wanted to get on my Quirky Quakers, and I do still have March 31st to work on a Cone of Doom. I mean, I can work on it whenever I feel like it. I mean, I certainly have plenty of creepy cryptids to work on for Dark 13. But my plan has been mostly to just work on these on the Dark 13 dates. So we'll see. But I have about 300 and something, almost 400 stitches left. And you can see that's almost all border that those stitches are gonna go into. So there's the little corners here that actually have some color, and then the final black outline that goes along there, and then we've got the border on this side, and it'll say Cone of Doom down here, and then the rest of the border. So it'll go pretty quickly. And I will say that my stitching on my smalls has really gotten so much faster now that I have a Lowry stand, because my Lowry stand will actually hold tiny little hoops. It's not just for filming, as it turns out. So my Lowry stand is really, really great for holding tiny little hoops in a way that I can actually stitch two-handed with itty bitty hoops. My Elan lap stand does not work that well for that kind of stuff. And it's largely because it's just too bulky to put a teeny tiny little hoop into and still be able to access it because of the clamp on the side. So the clamp on the side is probably 3 inches wide or so. So by the time I put this in the clamp, I can only see half of it. And then getting to it to be able to stitch is difficult because of the way the frame sits. So the Lowry has been really fantastic because it actually it only clamps about to here, so I still have room to stitch on the side. And it is completely freestanding and has a lower profile, so I can actually get into and around my stitching. So that's been really, really great. So I'm very happy with that purchase. I've used it a ton for streaming, because it actually is the one thing I can do to put a piece right here where my camera can get to it, so I can stitch and see my screen at the same time. So it's been fantastic for that, but it's also just fantastic for stitching smalls. So if you're looking for a way to do your two-handed stitching on your smalls, you might consider saving up and purchasing a Lowry stand, because that's been fantastic. I have yet to actually set it up to use it in my comfy chair. But the ways that I have used it have been fantastic, and it's so easy to move around. In fact, it's sitting right over there because I just kind of like shuffle it all around depending on what I'm doing. So pardon the congestion this morning. So that is my Sunday stitching from Dark 13. Pardon, I'm so congested this morning. My eyes are puffy too. So yay, allergy season. Yeah, so that was Sunday stitching. And then Monday, or I'm sorry, not Monday, Tuesday, I stitched on Bigfoot. Tuesday and Wednesday, I stitched on my Quirky Quaker Bigfoot, or Sasquatch, as you prefer. And Wednesday night, I actually finished it. So I stitched this on stream. I owe my patrons I owe Patreon a couple of posts, because I have some color conversions I need to put on there. But this is one of them that I owe Patreon. So I think this is actually a 32 count fabric that I dyed, and I'm not sure what I'm trying to do here, but it's not working. There we go. So this is a 32 count fabric that I dyed. Focus. There we go. 32 count Lugana that I dyed, and I've used color and cotton threads. And I'll put the conversions on Patreon. That'll be a free post. Everybody can access it. But I'm going to put that on Patreon. Pardon. Along with my Purim butterfly conversion. I just need to get around to making the post. So anyway, the one change I did make other than just actually changing the colors was that I changed which color I use for the footprints. So the footprints are actually designed to be the same color as the dark brown frame here, but I wanted more colors happening. I felt like that was too much of that one dark brown color and not enough of the lighter color. So I think it worked out fairly well. I was really concerned that the little feet wouldn't show up, but I think they show up fairly well. I'm very happy with it. It looks super cute. We've got the, if I zoom in here, it's not technically zooming in, I know. You can kind of see the back stitching that makes the little hairs. It looks super cute. So I'm very happy with that. So that's my Sasquatch finish, which generated a lot of interesting conversation on Twitch on Wednesday. Yeah, Twitch gets wild sometimes. But yeah, lunchtime stream was super fun Wednesday. So that was Wednesday. And then Thursday, which was yesterday, I finished up my Quirky Quaker Unicorn. So this is my second finish for the week. I used the devil's floss for this one. The devil's butt hair, I think is what some of us call it. So the black in there is actually this, it's this black, I forget whether this is Light Effects. I think this is probably Light Effects. It doesn't actually say. Oh, it's metallized polyester, so this is probably technically a metallic. But anyway, I use this, which you can kind of see is shiny, but it is a pain in the ass to work with. It really, really is. I had to cut the lengths really, really short, and even then I was having trouble because it wants to untwist, and it wants to tangle, and it wants to do all kinds of really annoying stuff. But I got it done. I got it done. So you can see the black outline there, all the way around the octagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, the octagon. And then those two black motifs, and then the ground under the unicorn as well. So I wasn't sure that I liked how, because I just used one strand, because 2 strands would have been like, oh my gosh, it was bad enough with just one strand. But I just used one strand, so it's a little less coverage than I would usually prefer, but I think it looks good. I think it looks good. I'm kind of liking the way it turned out. And it's done now, and that's all that's really important at this point. So I did finish that yesterday. I really love this Silks for You. I'm getting so much use out of this rainbow Silks for You. I'm gonna have to see. I might need a small long dog or something like that. I might have to do something just completely in this rainbow floss because it's just so fabulous. But y'all know I'm already using this rainbow floss for my for the birds on my pandemic, long dog pandemic. So yeah. So that's my second finish of the week, second Quirky Quaker for March. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to work on more Quirky Quakers. We're just going to have to see. Just see how I feel. I do, there are so many still that I want to stitch because there's the moose and there's the owl, there's a penguin, there's a fox. I mean, there's just so many. There's also Nessie. Probably if I stitch another one this month, it'll be Nessie, because my idea was to actually stitch Nessie on this side, which is mostly blue. I just have to pick out a floss that I like, that I think will stand out on that. So I might do Nessie this month still. We'll see. We'll see. These are great to work on during my lunchtime Twitch streams because they're relatively simple. They're small. They're easy to work on while I'm chatting. So it doesn't take a lot of effort to get that set up. So so I might start Nessie next week, just for Twitch. We'll see. We'll see. So that's what I've worked on this week. And generally speaking, my intentions for the weekend, I don't know if I'll get to the Mindful March stuff this weekend. I would really like to. It would probably be good for my mental health. But I don't know. I'm behind on everything. There's so many things that I intended to have done by this point in the month, and I have not gotten to them. And it's stressing me out, but at the same time, I'm like, do I really need to do all of those things? Can I push some of those things off? But pushing them off just means I'm going to stress about them later. So I don't know. We'll have to see. Got a lot of things going, a lot of things I need to get done. one of which is that model stitch, which fortunately the model stitch is one I want to stitch. I just haven't been stitching it yet. I haven't been stitching it for a while. So I'm actually looking forward to working on it. I want to get a bunch of stitches in on it. I don't know if I'm going to set myself a goal before I move on to something else, but I really need to put in some good solid stitching on it, and get to a better place, because it's not long before I need to have that finished. So I need to get that done. So that's probably my, like, one of my highest priorities this weekend. The other priority this weekend is dealing with dyed fabrics, because I need to get those. I need to get those finished up so that I can get them set up for patrons. I had hoped to get more work done on that this week and have not. So I keep saying I'm going to set it up for patrons. I'm going to set it up for patrons. I really am. I promise. I really am. I'm not just saying it. It's just I have so much going on. Anyway, but yeah. So that's my other priority, is getting that stuff up and available for patrons to look at and decide if they want it. So hopefully by the end of this weekend, I will at least, like, have a post announcing that that's coming. So, and then after that, I will be putting those up on the website. Once I'm ready to list those on the website and have decided what day that will be releasing, I will send an email to folks who are subscribed to the newsletter. So if you're interested in getting fabrics dyed by me, then you want to be signed up to the Mislaid Pages newsletter. You don't have to make a purchase to sign up for the newsletter. You just need to go to www.mislaidpages.com and subscribe. I believe it's at the bottom of the page, and that will give me access to send you a message, so that once I'm ready to announce the release date for that, you will get that. I'm going to be trying as much as possible to use the newsletter function more going forward. I've basically not used it at all. But I know it's a fantastic way to communicate with folks. So if you want to be in the know, make sure you sign up with the newsletter, and that way you will get any communications. There are things that I will be working on getting listed on the website, one of which is an ambition of mine, is to actually get it set up on the website so that you can purchase individual dinky dye colors if you want. I'm probably going to set it up so that you need to purchase 2 or 3 skeins at a minimum, just because ordering one skein at a time is somewhat of a chore on my end, but ordering two or three skeins at a time, it'll probably be one of those things where if I allow you to purchase a skein, then you're just going to have to wait until I make a purchase from Dinky Dyes, which is generally once or twice a month. But it could mean it takes longer for you to get it. But I do want to provide folks with the ability to purchase, whatever colors they want, instead of just the monthly silk packs. So that's something I'm working on going forward. Also, speaking of shop updates, I will have, this round will be very, very limited. I will have a few packs of the brand new Dinky Dyes colors. I think it's going to be super limited because I could only purchase a couple at the time when I place the order. So I will have a few of those. Those will be going up on Etsy rather than the website for the time being, only because it's just easier for me to set it up that way right now. What I will say is that when purchasing Dinky Dyes from Etsy, it's going to be more expensive than purchasing them through the website. So ultimately, especially if you want that monthly silk club, you're going to want to sign up for the recurring subscription, because you're going to save a couple bucks. Also, Dinky Dyes had to raise their cost, had to raise their prices. So as a consequence, I've had to raise my prices on Dinky Dyes. So that just, it is what it is. Because I can't absorb that cost and still do business. That's just how that works. So yeah, that was a random shop update that I hadn't intended to go into, but there we go. So yeah, the new 2022 colors will be coming to the Etsy shop. Ultimately, they'll be coming to the website as well. In fact, I might put a pre-sale listing on the website, so that you can purchase them and I can order them with my next Dinky Dyes order. So that will probably be coming as well. Somebody has already communicated with me asking about those, so I've got that set up with them. I'll send them an email once those actually come in. So, anything else? Is there like it's a really light week this week. Just because I've been so busy and so stressed. It's not even just the busy; it's the stress. Like I'm super stressed. I feel like I'm wound so tight. I don't even know. So I definitely need to find some ways to de-stress and take care of myself this weekend. What I would love to be able to do is take about a week and go somewhere where nobody can communicate with me and just be gone for a week and just not do anything that involves people. Like I just want to be completely alone for like a week. Because I'm super burnt out and I feel just like everybody's pulling me every which way. Not everybody, but a lot of people are pulling me every which way. So, as a consequence of that, I probably will not stream at all this weekend. I just don't foresee being in a mood to do that, except for maybe Sunday. Sunday, I might do some stitchy streaming depending on where I'm at and what I still have to do. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's what's coming up, which is little or nothing. But we're more than halfway through March at this point. I'm just trying to hold on for dear life because for whatever reason, March is just like it just feels like it's this way every year, and I don't know why. Um, I'm just waiting for March to be over. I feel like April and May are going to be, well, May could be its own challenge, but I feel like April will give me some time to breathe before I have to deal with the challenges in May. And then by June, hopefully, life will have settled into some kind of pattern where I won't feel quite so ragged. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're taking care of your mental health if things are stressful, if things are rough. If you're having a good time and things are not stressful and rough, then that's fantastic, and I'm so happy for you. If things are stressful and rough, know that I'm right there with you, and I'm rooting for you. I know you can do this. We can all do this. We can get through this. It's gonna be okay. One way or another, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna be fine. So I'm with you. I feel for you. I'm there for you in any way that I can be, as long as it doesn't involve like actually being there for you right now because I can't handle it. I just can't. I love you, but I can't. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point. So, what is coming up for the rest of the month? I think I've talked about it all. I don't have anything else for you. I feel like there's something else that I should be talking about, but I can't think of anything else. So I'll probably remember it about 5 or 10 minutes after I stop recording and start putting this together, because that's how it goes. Um, but otherwise, I will see you again next week. I don't know how much stitching I'll have to show you next week since I plan on mostly model stitching for at least the next week or so. We'll see how much longer than that I need to go. But yeah, so that's where things are. So I guess I will end it here and I will say what I always say, which is make sure to stay hydrated, make sure you take your meds, and remember that you are enough. I love you all. I'll see you again next time.